You don't need a sign because you are the sign. You are the sign. And I know that this is confusing and annoying. This is like an annoying thing to say. You don't need a sign. You are the sign. I know. I get it. But just hear me out for a second because I have spent years, literally years, looking for signs. I have spent the past 6 years looking for signs, looking for redirection, looking for my angels to tell me I'm on the right path, looking for my spirit guides to swoop in and be like, yes, you are doing amazing. You are on the optimal, perfect path. And it's like, okay, cool. When we get these little confirmations, beautiful. But then you're immediately popped back into like real life shit. Like, yeah, you're on the right path, but you still have to confront those fears and you still have to wash your dishes later and you still have to go to the grocery store and you still have to go get a car wash and you still have to make money and you still have to do all of these normal, mundane, ordinary human things. Not saying that that's not amazing. I love mundane, ordinary human life. There is nothing I love more than going grocery shopping. And that might sound, I don't know, maybe you like grocery shopping. I love grocery shopping. I absolutely love it. I love planning meals. I love cooking. I even love doing the dishes. I just love being a human. And I love being in the role of being human. And I love experiencing life. And for a long time, I didn't. For a long time, I was in resistance to life. For a long time, I was always looking outside of myself, looking for somebody to guide me or direct me or tell me that I'm doing the right thing. And it was in those years that I spent constantly looking for angel numbers to make sure I was doing the right thing, constantly scrolling, waiting for somebody to give me the perfect message that I'm in alignment so that I could get like a little high really quick and feel good about myself. Not that there's anything wrong with that. These messages can be so helpful. It's just that, like, when we're in a constant state of seeking something outside of ourselves, whether it's validation for the way that you look or whether it's external validation that you're on the right path, it's still external validation. It's still taking you out of your power. It's taking you out of your authenticity. It's taking you out of who you are. Because the truth is, if you were in the present moment, being with what is, even if it's uncomfortable, you are doing exactly what you need to do. You're doing at all times exactly what it is you need to be doing. Otherwise, you wouldn't be doing it. Even if it's something that it's a habit that you want to break and you can't stop doing it, you're like, oh my God, this is so annoying. You're doing it because you're still learning something from that energy. Either learning how to surrender, learning how to forgive yourself, learning how to accept yourself, or learning how to use boundaries with yourself, learning how to respect yourself. Whatever it is, you're doing exactly what you need to be doing for whatever it is that you need to experience or whatever it is you need to gain. And when we need to learn how to respect ourselves more, we're going to be caught in patterns of doing things that directly goes against what it means to respect ourselves. And that's what you need to be doing so that you can learn how to respect yourself. When life is not flowing how you want it to flow and it feels stagnant and you feel lost and confused, that's exactly what you need to be in to learn how to surrender, to learn how to be okay in the present moment, to learn how to not need all of this constant external stuff to let you know that you're doing the right thing, but so that you can actually just go inwards and like, how can I find peace in the discomfort of feeling stagnant? Because the truth is, we're never actually stagnant, needing to find a way out of it. When we're feeling stagnant, most likely the lesson is learning how to surrender, how to find peace in the mundane, how to find peace in ordinary everyday life, how to find peace in not making as much money as we want to make, how to find peace in whatever circumstance it is that you find yourself in. And the only way to find peace isn't something that like happens to you magically one day once all your problems go away. Peace is something that you find inside of the storm because you're tired of playing the victim to it. So you're just like, okay, I'm going to surrender, whatever. The thing is, there's always going to be something to get annoyed at with life. There is always going to be annoying things. There's always going to be frustrating things. There's always going to be uncomfortable emotions. The point is not to get rid of those things. The point is to find peace, to find heaven within, even amidst the chaos. For example, my husband and I have been struggling with our Wi-Fi. We live out in the middle of nowhere and there's no good Wi-Fi anywhere. And we've spent the past like 2 or 3 years just like fighting these internet companies and being frustrated that either we don't have Wi-Fi or the Wi-Fi we do get like is the worst Wi-Fi in the world. And we were talking about it today and I was like, it doesn't really bother me as much as it used to. And I realized that there's always going to be something like that in our lives that is going to annoy us, that's going to frustrate us. And if we choose to focus on that all the time, if I was just all the time like, oh my God, this is so annoying, my Wi-Fi, blah, 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 then I'm going to get the Wi-Fi fixed and then there's going to be another thing to rant on about that's annoying. I have to choose to be okay with not having Wi-Fi at my house. Like literally, there's nothing else to do. There's no other option. Currently, at this point in time, there is absolutely zero other option. I have to be okay with not having Wi-Fi. When I do my Zoom Course in Miracles study groups, I drive over to my in-laws' house because I'm so blessed to have my in-laws live 10 minutes away. And they're just like, yeah, of course, come over, use our Wi-Fi, whatever. And I just go to their back bedroom and do my thing. It's really not the end of the world. Yeah, it takes me forever to upload YouTube videos, but who cares? Who cares if it takes me 5 minutes or if it takes me 4 hours to upload a YouTube video? The point is it gets uploaded eventually, right? So it's just being able to find the peace and being able to surrender amidst the annoyances of life and the discomforts of life, because they're never going to go away. They're just a part of life. It's learning how to come back inwards and to trust that you know who you are, to trust that you know why you're here and what you're doing here. And if you don't know that, keep going in, keep going in, keep going in, keep going in, because it will be revealed to you. I can think of like a very distinct moment 3 or 4 years ago. I was listening to this video of this woman describing all the different reasons why star seeds would be incarnated on the planet, and maybe you're here for this mission or maybe you're here for that mission. And I just remember being like, none of this resonates with me, like literally none of this. And it made me feel hopeless. It made me feel like, that is so frustrating. Maybe I don't have a purpose. Like these all sound great, but none of those sound like me. And so I gave that woman's video the power to make me feel small. Like, oh, maybe I'm not special enough to have a purpose. Maybe I'm not special enough to like be on this amazing spiritual journey in this lifetime. Like because I was seeking outside of myself for a sign or for a purpose, it was able to then hold that power over me to make me feel small, to make me feel insignificant, to make me feel like I don't have a purpose. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. When we're constantly seeking for validation outside, we're giving those things the power to make us feel small and purposeless and insignificant. When we choose to courageously go within and face the fears of unworthiness, to sit with the discomfort of like this like burning feeling inside, like, oh my God, what if I'm not good enough? What if the things I say make no sense? What if I'm actually just insane and none of what I'm saying is true? What if what's true for me is literally only true for me, and whenever I go to talk about it online, everyone makes fun of me, or I lead people astray, or whatever the fears are? But the truth is, you can only know what's true for you from within. When you get to know yourself, when you learn how to trust yourself, that is what's going to plant you so firmly in your truth in a humble way, to where you realize that everybody else has their own truth as well. And as long as you're living from a pure, authentic place of expression, you're good. You're going to make mistakes. We all make mistakes. There's nothing wrong with making mistakes as long as you know how to apologize and change. That's it. Apologize and change, or apologize and don't change, whatever resonates in the moment or in the situation. But as long as we know how to be humble and to apologize, what's the big deal? We're all making mistakes all of the time. We're all wrong all of the time. Nobody really knows. We only know what's true for us. We only know what we know and how we like to express. And then we can be open and receptive to the rest of the world and being able to flow and be what's that word? Like malleable. Like not being so rigid, so firm in what we know that we're unwilling to change our minds when presented with new information. When being so rigid and firm in our beliefs that when someone tells us like, oh, that doesn't sound right, that we aren't just like, we totally break down like, oh my God, I can't believe they don't think I'm right. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. You're allowed to be wrong and you're allowed to express yourself even when you're wrong to other people. It doesn't matter. All you are here to do is discover you, is to remember who you are in the unique, courageous way that you came here to do it. We all essentially came here to remember who we are, but down very different, unique paths. And not any one path is the right way, and not any one path is the wrong way. They're just different perspectives of finding the same essence underneath it all. All of life is the same essence underneath it. There's always this underlying tone of remember who you are. Remember who you are. It's this like pulsing, omnipresent, this pulsating omnipresence at all times, animating itself in different ways and expressing itself in different ways, drawing to each individual point different experiences to bring that individual unique point into a deeper state of remembrance, how they need to remember it. So even if you're wrong to somebody else, there's like 100 other people that understand you. This is such a random rant. This is so random. It's you are the sign. You don't need all of these angel numbers and angel messages and I need to see a sunflower, show me a butterfly. Like, yes, they're beautiful. It's a beautiful confirmation, and sometimes our ego needs that. But that's our ego is what needs that. The truth of who we are is always standing in the truth of who we are and never needs anything outside of itself to reflect that back. It just is. It just knows. Yeah. I'm going to go get ready for study group. I hope that this was helpful to somebody. I just let it flow out. So whatever I said must have needed to be said for at least one of y'all. Okay. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.